Hello again, world. In this one, I'll be continue telling you the story about X. So, quick recap from the previous video. X was called in for a meeting with X's boss, and X told X's boss about X's financial situation. And with that, X inquired if seeking part-time employment was going to be an issue, and X's boss did not specifically state that it would be, as long as X continued to provide responsibility to X's job. And so with that, X ended the meeting and went about X's ways. So, of course, when X took on the job and position at X's company, X really believed that X could have had a career there and has growth opportunities and to grow within the company. So, of course, the genuine interest was there for X to be with the company, and thus why X was worried about whether or not the meeting was going to be an issue. So that was a legitimate concern for X, if whether or not that was going to be some kind of strike or red flag in regards to X's record. So because X was genuinely concerned, X pretty much wrote X's boss and specifically stated if X was okay in terms of X's situation with where X stood, in terms of was that meeting something to be breezed over if the misunderstanding was corrected, or was that going to be a lingering strike or X or marking on X's profile there at the company. So X went through and wrote to X's boss specifying, clearly stating that the issue that they discussed on that certain day, if that was going to be an issue to X's performance and profile, and if whether or not that was just a misunderstanding to be clarified, or if that would have been something to linger on. And X specifically stated that if there was something that would be hindering X's performance to X's responsibilities to X's job, that X would confide in the boss should there be something that hinder X's performance, and would expect that X's boss be able to guide and steer X in the right direction should X be off course in helping the company meet its endeavors. And so with that, this happened to be over the weekend that that occurred. And with that, it just so happens that the following week, starting, that it just so happens that X's company happens to be in IT, and they just happen to be doing help desk type services. So with that being the case, it just so happens that on the beginning of that week that a lot of servers went down at a lot of client sites, and there were massive call volumes. And of course, the company and part of the job responsibility for X is to help remote clients solve their technical issues when they call in. And also, part of that is to provide customer satisfaction and to try to resolve the issue on a first call basis as well. So, with that being the case, there, it just so happens that X happens to have gotten some difficult and long calls that day. And with the call volumes, X is going through trying X's best to help out the clients that are calling in, whether it's logging on to the accounts, computers, having printing issues or network issues or whatever other technology and technical issues that the client may have. X was doing X's best to try to help the clients. And with that, as the week progressed, it just so happens that a few days after that, later in the week, X's boss finally responds to X. And in this case, X's boss responds not only to X, but to 3 other people. And we will call them the team leads. Let's call them team leads or the rep leads. So the representatives for the service desk. And with that, X's boss goes through and puts out in the open that and mentions that the only thing that I told you was to be careful in regards to you finding or looking for additional part-time jobs, that it would not interfere with your role here at the company, and also to openly express the dissatisfaction that boss had with X's performance in regards to the beginning week of Monday, with all of the server and massive call volumes that went on. So with that, I'll be picking up in the next segment. Thanks.